Hello, beautiful creature. I have my finals this week. I have my final project and then my final. I have been procrastinating my final project for the last 5 weeks. Ugh! So I have today, tomorrow, and the next morning to do it before I have to turn it in. Unless you're my professor, then I've been working on this project for the last 5 weeks that you assigned it. The only reason I'm wearing the same thing in all of the clips is because I haven't done laundry in a month. Allegedly. You ain't gonna catch me slipping, Professor Andrews. I can't believe I'm gonna take my final this week. That's so crazy to me. I'm trying to not spiral at the thought of losing the label of being a student. Titles have never really been important to me, except for that one. That was the only exception, pretty much. Even when I took a gap year, I knew I was gonna be going back to college, so it didn't really freak me out then, but it's freaking me out now. I feel like I place a lot of value on being a student because part of me feels like that's really the only value I have to my name. We'll unpack that later. Let's brain drain this paper. I got distracted. It's been an hour and I still haven't started yet. I blame distraction 1.
Hi, my name is Mia, and on this channel I talk about fashion, food, no, that's not right. Fashion, media, and culture, but today I am going to be talking about food.
Distraction 2. FedEx just came. Oh my god, that was scary. Distraction 3. It's a sunset lamp and it can do any of the colors on the whole wheel. You can do blue, pink, red,
Pretty.
green.
But how's your final coming along?
And distraction 4. Now let's get started and brain drain this paper. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I did my final this morning. I hope the microphone's okay. I bought a new mic setup, so we're testing it. But I just took my last final and I submitted it and everything. You have a cat hair on you. I submitted my last final. Let's talk about it. I have to put my thoughts into words before I can communicate. I'm working on my communication in my throat chakra, okay? But I've been journaling this morning about how I feel. I have a lot of emotions going on currently, and I pinpointed a few and kind of explored them a little more. First emotion I can pinpoint, anxiety. You would think with finishing the semester and finishing college that weight would be lifted off my shoulders. It has not. I feel anxious, and my anxiety manifests as chest pain, tightness in chest and hardness of breathing. Hard to breathe. I can't fucking breathe, okay? I've been a student as long as I can remember, but knowing now that I'm not going back anytime soon, not until I can afford it. Maybe one day I'll go back for my PhD, but that shit's expensive, okay? I want to live on my own, maybe live abroad, I don't know. And I need to focus on that instead of school at this point. But being a student has always been part of my identity. And then aunt, however you say it. I live in the South, so we say aunt. Those were the only 2 identities that I was like, that's me. So and being an Aquarius, I don't know why. I'm a witchy bitch. I do love that I'm an Aquarius. But out of those 3 things, student has now gone away. So it feels like I'm losing a part of myself, which in a way I am. But I'm losing a part of myself, and that just makes me anxious. It makes my chest tighten. But I suppose I'll still be a student, just now I'll be a student to life instead of to a capitalized organization, institution. I'm not sure why that scares me. It just does. Another feeling that I can identify is relief, which sounds contradicting, like a juxtaposition to the first emotion. It feels conflicting to being anxious, but I also do have relief to an extent. I think I'm hoping, I am praying and manifesting that I have more time to do things that emotionally fulfill me instead of mentally stimulate me. I am aware getting a higher education, like, that is a privilege in itself. I am very thankful for it, but it is somewhat of a relief to know that I will be able to focus on emotional satisfaction. I don't know, I'm hoping to prioritize that. I don't know. What else did I journal about? Oh, it's gonna be a relief to have my schedule open up. That was another thing. If you've taken classes, especially graduate classes, a lot of your time is going into homework, researching for that homework, reading the textbook to do your homework. Like, so much time gets put into assignments that now that I don't have that penciled into my schedule is opening up. I still work and have a job, obviously, so my schedule's still limited, but my extra time can go towards things now that they couldn't go to before. And that leads me to my next emotion that I pinpointed is fear. Now that I have my master's degree, I know it's expected of me to use it. And logically, it would be ignorant of me to not use it, you know? Why else would I have gotten it? My current job was a temporary, kind of like a stepping stone job that I got during quarantine. It doesn't have anything to do with my field of study. So logically, my next step is going through that whole process of trying to find a job within my degree field. And that's just scary. The unknown is scary, and not being sure of things is scary. And it's really hard to get a new job. Like, the application process takes forever. They don't always call you back. And then when they do call you back, you have to go through the interview process and compete against other people. It's just a lot. It's a lot, and it's scary. I wrote a quote down, and it says, "What horrifies me most is the idea of being useless, well-educated, brilliantly promising, and fading out into an indifferent middle age. Sylvia Plath." And that's kind of how I'm feeling. I don't know. I'm scared of being useless. Like, what if I got this degree and I put all this money and effort and energy and time? Time is the one thing you can never get back. I put all of these resources into getting this. And like, what if it was useless? I don't know. I'm spiraling. And I have a cat hair in my eyeball. I'm scared of being useless, and I'm scared of all of this being for nothing. But saying that out loud makes it feel a little bit less scary. I'm trying to sit with the discomfort and welcome it with open arms and sit with these feelings in real time instead of suppressing them and putting them off until months or years later. Because after today, I have time. I have time to feel those feelings now. I don't know, I'm overthinking, but whatever. Internally, I feel like I have a sea inside me, and all the waves are just crashing against each other of all these conflicting emotions. Maybe I need to journal a little bit more. I have to steam my cap and gown. Well, the gown part, not the cap. Graduation's in a few days. That's a whole nother can of worms. I have to get up really early because I want to get there early enough to figure out where I'm going. I did all my college online, so I don't really know the campus. I'm not gonna know anyone there, which is also, that's gonna be so awkward walking around not knowing anyone. Ugh, whatever. This is my first time walking too. When I graduated high school, I did not want to walk. I fucking hated high school and everyone in it. They called my name, I got my degree, and I walked out. I left, I did not stay. And then when I got my associates, I just had them send it to me in the mail. Same with my bachelor's, just sent in the mail. I'm gonna get a master's degree. That's so weird. I'm the first person in my family to do that. Breaking generational curses, karma. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'll see you at graduation. It's 3 a.m. I have to leave at 4:45. Let's get ready. get a iced Venetian vanilla cream, please? Large. I like your sweatshirt.
Oh, thank you.
I know. I can't walk in these. Well, it's downhill. It's hard.
I would like to extend my sincere appreciation. Winning in life is a function of how well you win with people. The degree of happiness and success in life is how well you work with others, collaborate, and produce results. So understanding different styles, different viewpoints, achieving common ground, and win-win solutions is going to carry you so far. Be masterful at having productive conversations and how to difficult situations. Isabel Aquarius, Isabella A. Donovan, Emily Kate Morgan, Morgan Gabriella Dorsey, Mateo Rios, Jimmy St. John, Ethan Charles Jonas, Maria Fernanda.
Oh my goodness, I'm out of breath. My legs are burning. Oh, back.